What up, Giants fans? In today's show, we're going to break down the latest OBJ rumors because OBJ to the Cowboys is officially heating up, and that's a problem, and we're going to keep you up to date better than any channel on YouTube. So if you want nonstop updates around the latest Giants news, Giants rumors, hit that big red button. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers, and we're also subbing for Giants dubs. Sub for Giants dubs. If you want the Giants to beat the Texans this week, go down right now and hit that big red button. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we are going to break down everything you need to know about Odell Beckham Jr. We got the odds of which team he's going to go to. We have some quotes from Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones, and Micah Parsons as the Dallas Cowboys are in hot pursuit of Odell Beckham Jr. Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, and Micah Parsons have been recruiting Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cowboys. And there's a lot of things that I just can't handle. And Odell Beckham going to play for the Cowboys would be just that. I would not be able to handle that whatsoever. He said that he wants to go to a team, and we'll get to those quotes here in a little bit. He said he wants to go to a team where he can sign and play for the next 3 or 4 years. This was the interaction on Twitter yesterday. Micah Parsons quote tweeted this tweet from FanDuel, and Micah Parsons says, "Man, OBJ talked to me. Let's do this shit." And Odell said, "LOL, she, you tell me. You know all the fam on my daddy's side down there. I'm just trying to win wherever I go." I can't handle this. I don't even know if I could support Odell Beckham anymore. I'm a huge OBJ guy, one of the best Giants I've ever seen put on that jersey, one of the most electrifying and polarizing players in all of sports. But if he goes to the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think I could support him. This is what Jerry Jones had to say on OBJ on local Dallas radio yesterday. He said, "Odell is someone that we have all the appreciation in the world for, what he is as a competitor. I know the Cowboys star on that helmet when he puts it on could look pretty good." We should be aware that he's coming off this injury, but he showed he can do it and it well last year. So that would go in the mix real good. He's past dealing with adversity of rehab. I think that tells you a lot. I think a veteran player such as Odell, my experience has been when we've brought a veteran player in, they hit the ground running in terms of being able to compete. That usually is not a big factor when we think about whether or not a player can fit. Jerry Jones is pretty much telling you it is up to Odell Beckham Jr. if he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. I hope that OBJ is using the Cowboys as leverage to get a bigger contract from whatever team it is. If he doesn't go to the Giants, it is what it is. Go to the Bills. Go to the Jets. Go anywhere. Just don't go to the freaking Dallas Cowboys. Michael Gelkin, who covers the Cowboys, said, the Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy said, "We really love our receiver group. But with free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham, I've always been a huge fan of his. I've just heard so many excellent things about him." It makes me want to throw up. It does. If I see Odell Beckham Jr. in a Cowboys jersey, I might hurt someone. I might hurt someone. These are the latest odds for Odell Beckham and the teams that are interested. You can go and bet in Vegas on some odds. The most likely team, according to Vegas, is the Buffalo Bills at plus 250. Then you got the Packers at plus 350. Then you got the Cowboys at plus 400. And then you have the New York Football Giants right there at plus 600. Then the Bucks, Chiefs, Rams, Chargers, Ravens, Niners. The Bills, honestly, I think it makes a lot of sense. His best friend and Von Miller is there. They're probably the team on this list that's most likely to win a Super Bowl. The Packers, I don't think makes any sense. He said he wants to sign with the team and play there for the next 3 or 4 years. You're telling me Aaron Rodgers is going to play 3 or 4 more years in the NFL? I call cap. Dallas, as much as I hate to say this, it makes some sense. It does make some sense. I would just hate him for it. I think the Giants make a lot of sense too. He said he wants a home, and we'll get to those quotes in a little bit. But first, let me tell you a little bit more about our sponsor today. And today's show Giants.I is sponsored by Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. You can officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane ticket, dating profiles, etc. It's legit, and it makes a great last-minute gift. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own little Giants.I Real Ones kingdom. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use the code CHAT to get an additional, you will get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat to get your gifts now and help support the channel. Establishedtitles.com/chat. Take advantage of the huge sale that they are running right now. Become a lord, become a lady, make them respect you, and grab a plot of Scottish land next to me, Lord Marshy, and Lord Seeps. Establishedtitles.com/chat. The Giants can't let OBJ go to Dallas for multiple reasons. One, because I can't handle it. But two, you're letting a team in the division that you're going to be competing with forever in the next 3 or 4 years get better by adding a player like Odell Beckham Jr. You have a huge need at the wide receiver spot, and you have an opportunity to add one of the most electric players in the NFL. I understand he's 30 years old. I understand that he's coming off his second ACL tear. But we saw the difference maker that he was with the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs last year. We'll show you those stats in a second. You got to get better. And you can't let another team in your division get better at a position that they could use some help at. And that's the wide receiver spot. You cannot let OBJ go to Dallas. I couldn't handle it either. That's a selfish reason as well. I know the real ones can't handle it as well. Could you imagine playing Odell Beckham twice every single year? And imagine him scoring on us. How would we feel? I don't know if I could support OBJ anymore and be a fan, as I call myself, because I am a fan of Odell. I like the player he is. I think he's fun to watch. I think he's a good guy. I think he gets a bad rap. All that goes out the window if you go and sign with Dallas, though. I just can't. This is what OBJ had to say in a recent interview with Complex. He said, whether it's Buffalo, Green Bay calling, the Cowboys, a reunion with the Giants, I want to be able to spill my last. I'm not saying I've only got 3 or 4 years left, but these next 3 or 4 years into a place where I can buy a home. Like I can call this place home. You know a place you've called home before? The New York Football Giants. You know where you were at your best? With the New York Football Giants. You know when your star shined the brightest? It was with the New York Football Giants. The dude is still a primetime player. If he can get back to what he did with the Rams last year in 12 games played, he would be a huge lift to this Giants wide receiver core. I mean, in 12 games, the guy had 7 touchdowns, and without him in the Super Bowl, the Rams looked terrible. I'll tell you this much, the Rams this year, they miss Odell Beckham Jr. They don't look nearly the same as they do last year. Cooper Kupp's still great. Do they miss Whitworth at the left tackle spot? No doubt about it. But they don't have anyone else on that offense that puts any fear into any defensive coordinator's heart. And Odell Beckham still does that, even though he's on his 3rd ACL and he's 30 years old. Odell is still that guy, and he would make a huge impact and be a difference maker for the New York Giants. You can't stack the box and try to stop Saquon Barkley every single play with 8, 9, 10 players in the box. If you're going to just single coverage Odell Beckham Jr. out wide, good luck. Odell makes the Giants better. He makes Daniel Jones better, and he makes Saquon Barkley better, and he makes it a lot more fun to watch Giants football. I'll ask you this, though. Where will OBJ sign? Not where do you want him to sign. Where will he sign? Be honest. Don't just say the Giants. You can, but I want you to be honest. Type 1 for the Giants, 2 for the Cowboys, 3 for the Bills, 4 for the Packers, 5 for the Bucks, or if you have another team that you think he might sign to, I want you to let me know what team that is down in the comment section. Also, give me a follow over on Twitter at MarshallGreen_. Trying to get my Twitter game up. Getting closer and closer to 2,500 followers over on Twitter. And I want you guys to follow me. And I want to follow some of you guys back because I just like hearing from Giants fans every single day on Twitter. The way to get a follow back is the first 10 people to follow me on Twitter from this video, I'll give you a follow back. Just DM me OBJ so I know that you came from this video. When you talk about the Giants wide receiver core, it just ain't it. Marcus Johnson, I can't believe he's still on this team. Darius Slayton, he's decent, but he can't be your number one wide receiver. Wan'Dale Robinson, he's a good player. I think he's going to be a good player for the Giants for a very long time, but I don't think he's ready to be a number one wide receiver in the National Football League. David Sills, he's a practice squad guy. Kenny Golladay, I still have him as hurt because he hasn't played yet, but I do expect Kenny Golladay to play this week. He practiced yesterday. He's been practicing all week. I expect Golladay to be out there. Hopefully he can provide a big lift for this wide receiver group. Richie James, he was practicing again on Wednesday. Sounds like he's going to be ready to go as he has cleared concussion protocol. Richie James leads this team in receptions at the wide receiver spot. You know who leads this team in receptions overall? It's your running back, Saquon Barkley. He has 8 more catches than the leading wide receiver you have on this team in Richie James. That's a problem. You have to find a way. If you're not going to sign Odell, you got to find a way to get the most out of this group. And let's talk a little bit about Isaiah Hodgins, a guy that the Giants claimed off of waivers last week. The dude in college was a baller. His senior year, he had 86 receptions for 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards, 14 yards a catch, and 13 touchdowns. He's a 6'4" wide receiver. I don't expect him to come in and be the Giants' number one, but I think that it does say something that the Giants claim this guy, and he has ties to Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen. They know what he can do. If you talk to any Buffalo Bills fan, we had a couple DM me on Twitter and hit me up in the comment section of the video we did on Isaiah Hodgins, excuse me, and they said that he was a preseason all-star. They were sad that they let him go. They made it seem like he's a good player. A lot of good players come out of Buffalo. Let's see if Hodgins would come to the New York Giants and make their wide receiver core better. I expect him to play this week, and I expect him to get some snaps and get some balls thrown his direction. I'm looking forward to seeing what Hodgins can do coming up for the New York Giants the rest of the season. But I want you guys to grab your red pen and be honest with me. Grade the Giants wide receiver core. Grade it. Be honest. Don't be nice. Be honest. Grade the Giants wide receiver core. A, B, C, D, or F. I want to hear from you in the comments. And as always, I appreciate everyone that always makes Giants Now a part of their day. If you made it this far in the cut, made it this far in the video, go ahead and type real one down in the comments section right now.